Agreed. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Hi, welcome back.
It's me, Nicole.
And me, Tessa.
And crickets.
Crickets, probably. Maybe.
Nobody's here.
It's raining. There's no crickets, huh?
No, I guess not. But no, it's just the two of us today.
Just the two of us.
Starting out our Mother May I month
Mother, may I?
with one of the allegedly worst mothers.
They actually used this tagline, and it was not very, nobody was happy about it, but the biggest mother of them all.
Oh, yeah, that's not a great tagline.
Well, I mean, apparently, if you believe the things that everybody apparently says about Faye Dunaway.
Right. So yeah, we'll get into a little bit of Tessa tried to do some research, but things are unclear.
Things are unclear.
But we tried to figure out some of what of this is actually true and what is an exaggeration. So we'll have some parts where it's like, no, this is Faye Dunaway, and this is
Faye Dunaway,
and then no, this
Joan
really
Crawford.
happened, and that you said Christina, the actual Christina who wrote the book.
Mommie Dearest, by the way. I don't think you mentioned.
Well, I mean, you saw
I
the
know,
title
yeah,
when you clicked
did.
it, but yeah,
seen it.
But yeah, Christina, who wrote the book, even you said didn't like this movie.
She didn't really like it. She said that her mother didn't deserve that it was kind of exaggerated, that yes, she was kind of a
She was a
abusive
biatch,
mom. But like not like
to the
that.
level that this
not
is.
to this level.
And Tessa has ordered the book, but it did not come in time.
It has
for this
not
episode.
arrived. No,
So
not yet. So
on our upcoming this month in Doom, whenever she reads it, she will talk about that book.
I'll get to the bottom of it.
And what the differences are. So this is way back 1981.
Yes.
I was aware of this movie for years before I ever actually sat and watched the whole thing, because as a kid you would see when it was going to come on TV, they would play just the most horrible.
Of course, the wire hanger
Yes,
scene.
the wire hanger
like,
scene and stuff like that. And so I was aware of Mommie Dearest for a long time, but I probably didn't watch this until I was in my late teens or early 20s. But you've seen this lots of times,
Oh, I've
right?
seen this lots of times. I love this movie. I love this movie. It's terrifying. It might be my favorite horror movie.
It's pretty scary.
It might be my favorite horror movie. If you count like sets, costume,
right?
acting, like fucking Faye Dunaway showed up and ate this shit up.
She sure did.
Like, you know how sometimes when you could tell, like, oh, I'm having such a good time watching this movie or watching this thing because the actors are having a really good time. That's kind of
the
how
opposite.
I feel like this, but like in a horror movie kind of way.
Right.
Like, wow, look how much fun she's having terrorizing this child.
So yeah, it would be, I guess a psychological horror or thriller, or I don't know, because it's not. It is sort of visually horror, but
events.
She's an actual monster.
Fucking terrifying. She scares me. Her mannerisms, her face,
The
when
shit
she
she
like
does with
get
her-
up, when she like hisses at her. Ooh,
And fortunately, neither one of us had a Mommie Dearest, and
not
so
like
this
not
is
like that. No,
we have no triggers when it comes to watching this. No one ever beat me with a wire hanger.
No.
Or made me scrub the floor with dry fucking bleach powder in the middle of the night. Or
No, I mean we'll get there.
The only worst one that I can think of off the top of my head, mom wise, is fucking Sybil. And I don't think I can do Sybil.
I don't know. I don't know if I want
hard.
to talk about the people.
Oh God. And then that turned out to all be a fucking fake
that was
too, right?
that was a
She
fake.
didn't have 17 personalities or whatever.
She did not.
Imagine living your life like that. That has nothing
know.
to do with this movie,
No,
except
it
for
doesn't,
terrible
but
moms.
like-
But the
Yeah.
shit that happens in that movie
I
goes
know.
beyond.
I know.
Water bottle.
But
Oh no! Yeah, if you've
Nope,
never seen
nope.
Sybil,
you should
maybe
watch it
don't.
because
I mean, it's good. It's well
really
made.
Good. Sally Field is out there, fucking. She's out there
The whole time.
the whole time.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a great movie, but it's a hard.
Or it's not even a movie; it's like a mini.
Or yeah, it was a
series,
mini,
isn't
a
it?
TV
so it's
mini
extra
series.
long.
Oh God, that's
It's
right.
extra
it's like
long.
3 or 4 hours.
You know what?
long.
If that's too much for you, and you're kind of into this, and you're kind of into that, maybe watch Three Faces of Eve.
Oh, which I don't know if I've seen
That's
that.
an
What's that one?
older movie about somebody that has multiple personalities.
Okay.
Three Faces of Eve or whatever. But that one's not as
crazy.
It's not as
torture.
harsh as It's not as Childa
Not
Busey.
Childa Busey.
Yeah. Childa Busey. Why does that sound like it's like
Gary Busey's cousin, Childa Busey. No.
No, we did not mean to.
That's Jake's uncle.
Oh God, not Jake's uncle, Childa Busey.
Oh my God. So let's get into the cast.
Oh,
so we've already mentioned Faye Dunaway as Joan
Faye
Crawford.
Dunaway as the Joan Crawford, and originally, they wanted or had cast Anne Bancroft as Joan Crawford, and she didn't want to do it because
it was too wild.
It was too wild.
Yeah.
And there's another connection between her and Anne Bancroft that I don't know. I guess I'll bring it up later because it does come up. I feel like.
Okay.
And who's that? Diana Scarwid.
As adult Christina or teenage Christina.
Teenage Christina or grown-up Christina. Steve Forrest as Greg Savitt. You had anybody else?
I had,
you just had
Mara Hobel as child Christina. Now, was that the 5 to 10-year-old one? Right.
Yeah,
that's not the baby.
No, not the infant.
And that little girl, I don't know if she was in anything else, but she was so good in this.
The only thing that I saw was like recent things.
Oh, really? She's in
that
stuff
she
recently.
had. Because I was like, whatever happened to that girl? Did
she was
did
great.
Faye Dunaway kill her?
Right? I mean, she might have been traumatized after
right?
this
Like
film.
she just never left the house again because holy shit.
Yeah.
Like they probably really had to sit this little girl down and have a talk with her.
About some kids have really hard lives and
like we're going to have this woman come over here and just
scream all in your face.
Scream in your face. It's really scary.
Yeah.
Retanya Alda as Carol Ann, and she actually knew or worked with Joan.
Oh, really?
Crawford. Yeah.
Okay.
Harry Getz as Al Steele. Michael Edwards as Ted Gelber, Jocelyn Brando in her final appearance as Barbara Bennett, and Priscilla Pointer as Mrs. Chadwick. And we're going to have Priscilla Pointer come up again next week.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
So, and
Marge?
Large Marge. Okay.
Is the housekeeper.
Again, so like I said, I've seen this movie 3 million times. Looked at the cast list 2 days ago and was like, fucking what? Large Marge, because it was a picture of her from the truck. And I was like,
but yeah, she's
in this movie. I'm gonna look for her.
A lot, but she's got
she's a part of my like one of my favorite quotes from the fucking movie that I say all the goddamn time.
Which one is that?
I'm not mad at you. Oh, I'm mad at the dirt.
She told me that earlier. I told her when she was on her way to my house, I just ordered a new vacuum and mine's broken. And I was like, hey, don't be mad. Or no, I didn't say don't be mad. I was like, disregard my dirty floors. My vacuum's not here yet.
We'll do it together.
And she's like, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the dirt. And I was like, we should have the boys take a video of you like forcing me to clean my floor by hand on my hands and knees.
Right.
The bucket.
You have to get down. I'm going to like come over here and just start
touching all the surfaces.
Hand on things. I don't know. Not this time. I'll move pots around. Be like, see?
Like, come on now. You expected that old woman to move that pot and clean under there? You had to get help to move it.
Yes, she did.
She is Large Marge, though.
She did expect her to move that and clean that shit.
She's like,
at least in this dramatization. I don't know if she was clearly like, I don't know if she was really
so we don't know. Some of that stuff, like I said, it's all... And we can presume it's mostly an exaggeration based on some real events. Right. So we know some of them, but not all of them.
Some of them, but not all, yeah.
So let's get into this opening scene. Oh, wait, you have more cast?
No, that was it. That's all I had for the
Let's get into
cast.
this opening scene. So the alarm goes off at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. in this room.
She's in this California King, but all at the edge. I'm sorry. If I had a California King to myself, yes.
I'm in the middle, but she's all wrapped up like a mummy.
Yes, she's got that death.
I'm gonna have to. I know. I'm gonna have to start doing
straps.
that shit, like sitting up.
Yeah, and you know what? Was she sleeping sitting up, or she was like on her side? That surprises
she was
me.
Kind of
she should have been.
She wasn't
sitting up.
Well, because now I don't know, because I also tried to look up how old she would have been.
Oh, that's right.
Throughout these ages, and there is no record of the year of Joan Crawford's birth.
And that is so weird. So that means like way pre-internet,
yeah.
Joan Crawford had her date of birth scrubbed so hard that the internet could not find it.
She also allegedly, the studio went and bought up a pornographic film that she did called Velvet Lips.
Girl, I know. So a nickname in high school. I'm just kidding.
That's what they call me on the street.
Oh my God.
But that they went, and I feel like not only that, but she was also underage.
Oh.
And so they went and bought up all the copies. I'm sure there wasn't like somebody on the street corner selling like bootleg DVDs of this. But like,
Get your Joan Crawford porno here. Extra, extra.
Velvet Lips.
Oh my God.
Velvet Lips, $2.50.
Exactly. That sounds like Wake Up a Monkey and Show 'em a dollar. Wax Lips, $2.50. Oh, if you guys know that reference.
Two sloppy tits ready.
Sidecar. Oh, I can't go in the kitchen without thinking of it sometimes. If I'm frying an egg, there's no way I could fry an egg without thinking of that.
If I wanted, I'm having...
If you guys hear this
military
level
it's happening again.
Air rumbling in the distance, there's like, I don't know, there's some sort of testing happening over my house right now.
That's closest it's ever been.
It's rumbling a little bit in the floor.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. We've seen multiple kinds of aircraft over my house today, but don't be alarmed because I live near a military base. It's not just randomly in the desert,
city. But it's not like Area 51 or anything like that.
But that would be cool. Oh, this is the wrong movie for that. No,
I know.
There's no aliens in this.
I know. We got to save this for Sci-Fi July.
Oh man, wait! Come get us later.
Come get us later. Come back
later in the summer. So anyway, she's on this huge bed with like satin sheets or silk, probably. She gets up with her 4 a.m. alarm and she goes in and she pulls like a coffee carafe out from under, or was that under the sink too?
No,
or
that
was
was
just
sitting out on the sink, but she
plugs
pulls
that
the
in.
ice bowl out
And
from
so
her
is that a
refrigerator.
freezer?
Probably.
Yeah, so she's got a bowl of ice ready to go, pulls that out, puts it on the sink,
she
starts
puts
her
the coffee on.
Pours vodka over the ice.
And is that prepared. Vodka or water? It's
you
vodka?
know what? I don't know. I'm in my brain. It's vodka because of the shape of that bottle, but it could just be ice water.
It might just be because then she does that.
It could just be like
scrub.
a mineral water or something,
right? Like it could be.
But
like,
in my brain, I've always thought.
I always thought it was.
I
vodka
think just because of the bottle
like,
shape.
Yeah,
it just looks like a vodka
and it's
bottle.
like frosty.
But it could just be her
ice.
fancy filtered water.
Probably.
But the way she scrubs, it's the fact that she
that's like
scrubs,
a surgical fucking scrub.
She does a surgical scrub and then gets in the shower. Like, I thought this was like a day where maybe she had taken a shower the night before and done her hair, and so she was just going to scrub up in the morning. No. That's pre-shower. And I'm sorry, fucking ouch. Like, that hot water.
Yeah.
And then that cold ice cold plunge.
Yeah, she's like scrubbing at her face, which you're not supposed to do that.
It's not good for
You're
you.
not supposed to do that. But yeah, and then she does that and then gets in this...
that closet. It's as big as my
house.
house.
I know. I was
Dude.
saying that like later on in the movie when she has Ted Gelber come over and they're just like hanging out in her. I'm like, I want a closet big enough just to hang the fuck
that
out
could be
in.
the new Doom room.
It would be
that size.
All my clothes would smell like weed.
That's true. We would be getting high in there.
We be getting high in there. That's
We would be.
Every time we see a space that we like, we be like, we be getting high in there.
So after getting out of the closet with like more shoes, even in a fucking shoe store, and like
you still have not seen her.
No,
you still
you
have
haven't
not
seen her face.
This is all from behind. This is all silhouette, the shoulders, the fucking staircase.
Oh my Lord.
So yeah, and also this is 1939. This goes
Right.
from these years. So she gets in the car.
And her script that she has, she's
The
on her way to the
Ice
studio,
Follies,
1939. And she's signing 8x10s in the backseat of the limo on her way to Metro Goldwyn Mayer Studios for makeup and wardrobe.
And she's getting her ice skates all laced up.
And she looks at least in her 30s at this point already.
Yes. Well, at the time of this filming, Miss Faye Dunaway was 40. So
Okay, that tracks.
and I feel like when I looked up, because I just took Betty Davis's year that she was
since
born,
they were
and tried to work it out from there since they seemed like they
in
were pretty
movies
close
at the
and-
same time.
Yeah, since it was kind of the same thing. I feel like I almost want to say that I think Joan was like first. But she was also
older.
really young when she started.
Oh.
So it's hard to tell. But anyway, so that would have put her in her mid 30s at that time.
Okay.
So,
And then and this movie takes you, it doesn't feel disjointed when you're watching it, but you jump.
oh, it's
you just
like
jump
I don't know
ahead.
how
You're
long
just getting
some of
blips.
this is.
You're getting glimpses into Joan Crawford's life. So we get that little setup. And then bam, she's at home and the Hollywood Wonderland tours pull up in front of her house. And she down there on her hands and knees scrubbing the floor.
Christina said she would never.
She would have never got down on the floor.
She would have never done it herself.
That was my thought. I'm like, you have people that you pay to do this, ma'am.
I know. Like, I know that you're weird about it.
And I could see her coming in and pushing that pot over or whatever.
Sure.
But not getting down and scrubbing it.
Nope.
That
she
doesn't
said
seem
that
right.
she would have never done that. She's like, she had people that did it.
Yeah.
Or we would do it and she would supervise.
Right. This was pre-children, so maybe there was a time...
Perhaps.
But who knows?
Perhaps.
According to her daughter, no, she wouldn't be down on her hands and knees.
Carol Ann, who we're going to meet in a minute, she's an amalgamation of a few people, but mostly there was her, I don't know, her assistant or whatever that she had the longest, and her name was Mamacita.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was not Hispanic, but her name was Mamacita. She was German, but she called her Mamacita.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know, but she was with her the longest, and that was who... She was like her ride or die. So that's kind of who Carol Ann is based on.
So between the very first scene where we see her scrubbing the shit out of her arms and this scene where you find out what a neat freak she is, this sets you up for what type of personality she's going to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So doorbell rings. So we've already done the large Marge move the tree.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. We already talked about
doorbell,
that. So Greg
Greg
arrives. Take off your shoes.
And he's like, what about my socks?
I can handle.
And I'm sorry, this
socks.
pregnant pause.
I know.
After he asked that, and she's like,
I know. She's like, so what? You could leave them on?
Like, is that a sexual innuendo? I don't understand.
I guess. Because they went right upstairs.
They sure did.
Carol Ann's like, oh, she's all scandalized.
Like, oh my goodness.
Like, you know what goes on in this house.
And I bet you the shower is the only place she has sex because it's clean.
I love the shower.
I didn't even know you could get shower heads like that in the 30s.
I know.
She had the
did
multi-directional.
You see this fucking house? Did you see this fucking... You know what? That's what I did not do. I did not look up if this was just a set.
Or if it was really modeled after.
Because,
if it's just someone's house.
Or maybe it was hers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would imagine.
Well, this was made in 81. When did she die?
She died in 77.
Oh, so I guess it's possible.
Let's see.
If she still lived in that house.
Well...
Okay, so I'll keep talking.
Right, yeah.
So dramatic pause, sex in the shower.
Oh, it was torn down.
Oh.
It was torn down at 417 Ampola Lane in Bel Air.
Of course,
Bel Air. It's situated in Billionaires Row across the street from the Playboy Mansion.
Oh, across this. Man, that should have come up in the movie. There should have been like Hugh Hefner wanders over.
Well, I don't know if that was actually her house, but it was the house that was used for.
Oh, okay. Got it.
$18.8 million. It sold for $18.8 million and then they tore it down.
What the fuck?
That's insanity.
I wonder why.
That is... Oh, well, now this is 355 South Mapleton Drive.
Well, who the hell knows?
Who can fucking say?
So cut to Christmas time. Jonah's handing out presents to the orphans for a photo op.
Right.
And she's looking at all these cute babies and she tells Greg that she's missing something in her life.
He's like, what a hit movie. Because now at this point, like I said, she had been labeled box office poison by the studios because she'd been working a really long time at this point. And also, it's kind of funny. This movie, Mommie Dearest, was released under Paramount, and Paramount was the only studio she never worked for.
Oh, so they finally got a piece.
Yeah, they finally got a piece of
Joan.
Finally got a piece of her.
And he's like, "You're too vain to be pregnant." And she's like, I've been pregnant 7 times."
Right, I
had 7
with Francho Tone, that was the source or part of the source of her hatred between her and Betty Davis.
Did
about
she hook up with
Tone? Yeah, there was some sort of something going on there.
And so she wants to adopt, and he's like, no
one's
going to give you a baby. Twice divorced actress. A baby needs a father.
It's 1939.
And
no one's going to fucking...
I never had a father.
Right?
Who needs him?
Right? That sloppy, dirty bullshit. Like, no, I'm not going to have that. I know how to teach a kid to survive.
It's hard to keep putting yourself back in the frame of mind that this is 1939 because it's in color, and a movie made in 1939 would have been black and white.
Of course.
And so you don't feel like it's the 80s, but you feel almost like it's the 60s in a way, or like something about the style
like a little
could
70s-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's just, the whole thing is just gorgeous to me. Like
the
all
hair,
of the sets
her
or
hair
whatever.
Gives you, her eyebrows bring you back to the 1930s.
Her eyebrows definitely, they get heavier. The older she gets, they get heavier and heavier and heavier on her face.
So now cut to the adoption agency telling her she's been denied.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Application denied. You live
she's
alone,
like-
no family, 2 divorces, busy active woman.
For a second, she almost loses it.
She
too.
snatches
Like,
the
she-
file right out of her hand. Don't you
you
dare
can
judge
see
me.
it, like bubbling under the surface, like every single time. Like fucking Faye Dunaway fucking ate this shit
Yeah,
up.
she
I'm
did.
just saying, she deserves something for this. She deserves something for this.
Yeah. She didn't get any kind of
I don't think
award
so.
for this.
I don't think so.
So she's basically, not basically, she tells him,
She
you're
tells her
denying
straight
one of your
out.
children to live a wonderful and advantaged life. How sad that is.
How sad that is. Good afternoon.
Good day, bitch.
Yeah,
I say good day.
I say good day.
That's what she should have
Good day,
said.
my good
day.
bitch.
Now, sometime later, unknown question mark time later.
Right.
She's
who
all
knows?
dressed up with Greg, waiting for the baby he bought for her.
Right?
Bought with
like
favors.
everything has to be, yeah. Like clearly she bought a baby.
That's-
Because this doctor
Lord
and a nurse,
knows.
this is like a fucking omen situation.
I was going to say, Lord knows where this child came from.
What teenage
They stole some baby some mom wanted just straight out from under the nose.
I stole it while you were
No, I'm
taking
sure
a
she's
pee-pee.
probably some director's love child with his mistress that they were
Possibly.
looking for a way to get rid of. And he
Possibly.
was just like, well, you know what?
I got the perfect solution.
I got the perfect
It was
solution.
probably one of LB Mayer's. You know, he was a monster. Probably one of LB Mayer's fucking
Right?
love child.
That's why he always was like sort of nice to her, even
Well,
though
that-
he wanted her to not work
and-
for him anymore.
I wondered when she was talking about, now again, this is just the character that Faye Dunaway had created. So that's why I'm asking the question. When she says she was pregnant 7 times, I almost wonder, because of the studio system and how those things worked back then.
If they made her have abortions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I mean,
all
because
of
she
them
just said
were-
something about she didn't say miscarriage. She said I didn't carry any of them to term.
I lost
or
them
something,
all,
or I
she
lost
said.
them all.
But I mean, because like I say, because of her character, because it comes up a couple of times where you're not sure, is she fucking acting? Mm-hmm. Is she telling
Yeah,
you a
that's her
fucking
whole
story
thing.
right now?
'Cause
Like
that could
instead
just
of
be
saying like, oh, I was
To
pregnant
make him
7
feel
times.
bad for saying you're too vain to get
Exactly.
pregnant. Like, no, it's not that.
Right. No, I was pregnant 7 times.
Well,
and I
because she
lost them
does
all.
kind of smirk when he says that, like, yeah, but then goes, oh, well.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he also brings up the publicity too. And she's like,
no.
right, like, no, of course not.
And can you imagine her changing baby diapers? Do you think she ever changed a baby diaper?
No.
No.
I mean, I don't know. The character in this
character,
movie, no, she didn't.
So yeah, ding dong, they bring her this perfect little girl. And the way she poses at the top of the stairs with this baby as if there's
The gown
photographers.
matching the drape.
Yes. And I think, was that the one that matched the couch too? There was one gown she had that matched
There was
the
her
couch.
robe that
The
was
robe.
that shades
That's what it
and the
was.
whatever. When I told you this is all I
Yeah.
want in life.
Yeah. But yeah, the way she just stops and turns to look at Greg and all of the people. And it's only her 2 house servants and then the
It's
people
the
who brought her the
doctor,
baby.
the nurse, or no, it's like a priest doctor or some
Yeah.
shit that, like I said, who knows where they fucking found
knows?
this baby?
It's
a
Damien.
home for unwed mothers.
It turns out Christina was Damien the whole time.
right the whole time. Sally Field is not in this movie.
She's possessing me. I don't know why.
She's possessing me.
I'm going to call you Christina.
And her
Christina,
original
darling.
name was Joan Jr.
And how long did that last? Did it say?
I don't know, until her and Greg, because I feel like Christopher was also called, I want to say Greg Savitt Jr.
And they were never married, right?
No.
Yeah.
It was something. It was one of the men she was with, Junior. I can only assume Greg because that
It
was
seemed
the
like
time.
the longest duration. Yeah.
And probably when that broke up is when they changed their names. I don't know. And the other 2 are Cindy Crawford,
Really?
and Kathy. So they're all C's.
And you guys, did you even know there were 2 more kids? Because it never mentions
Yep.
them in this film.
There is a set of twins, 2 girls. Christopher was the only son. There was a set of twins that came after.
And the twins were, and I guess we'll get
they
there. But
say, yeah, no,
they say none of this shit
nope,
happened.
none
But
of
they
this shit
were.
happened.
Who knows where they came along? I don't know how old those other kids were when the twins
I
came along.
feel like they were kind of all kids together. Like it wasn't that
Weird
far,
to
unless
leave
she
them
did
out.
it. I don't know. I might be. I got my facts mixed
Well, and
up.
Christopher seemed to have come a while after Christina.
But they were close in age, though.
I know, but
like close-ish
because
in
they
age, but
use
it's
that
hard
same
to say.
actress being from like 5 to 12.
That's true.
It makes it very hard to
But
determine
when they're
the
grown
difference.
up, they seem like closer
Closer,
in age, too.
yeah. So anyway, and this nursery, I'm pretty sure my nursery as a baby, I think there's photos, and it was this yellow and white tiny gingham with the white lace trim. I think I may have had a very similar bedroom setup.
It's so just...
Which is also why it gives me 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
maybe
it's
that's
so-
a little bit, too.
So beautiful. So
It
now,
is.
several years later, she could be 5, she could be 7.
Right. Who could
I don't
say?
know.
Who could say?
It's
We're
her
at this
birthday party.
Birthday party.
This fucking, oh my God,
There's
this Annie
ponies.
level. Yeah, ponies, a fucking.
There's a
just rides,
baboon with fucking makeup on, this poor thing.
a clown. There's all the things.
It's like fucking Damien.
Yes.
And also, I want to say the assistant director on this movie, somebody that worked on this movie, Mommie Dearest, actually attended this birthday party.
Really?
Christina Crawford's birthday party
Interesting.
back then.
Okay. So these matching dresses. Oh God, as a little girl, I would have loved
Bangs, the fucking hats.
this look.
I know.
And now this is our
Are you
first.
happy, Christina, darling?
Their first interaction that you actually witness, you think, oh, they're sweet. Like they've got the little
Right.
matching dresses. She's so thrilled with her birthday party. I love you, Mommie Dearest. I love you, Christina, darling. And then you realize also that like this is all a photo op. Like even for this little girl, the girl knows.
has come to take these photos. The studio wants pictures of the party.
presents and the blowing out of the candles. And this is now she has Christopher. He's little.
Yes, he's there. And did you see the harness?
He
was even
already
then?
has the harness, and it never explains.
Nope.
This child wears a harness and is strapped into his bed, and there is no explanation. Does
Nope.
he have seizures? Is he a runner? What's the deal?
He
Like,
couldn't possibly be, because I don't even think he ever had the chance.
I know. So
Because
I'm
apparently
not sure
he'd
why.
been strapped down into bed from infancy.
Apparently. Maybe just because he's a boy, she's like, oh, he's going to be
Right?
trouble.
Like, and he
You
was
gotta
the only
strap him
boy she
down.
had.
Maybe. And Christina gets a little grass stain on her dress, and she already knows. She's
She's like, oh, I'll just go up and have Nanny fix it.
and she's like, no, it's fine. And the photographer's like, oh, it might read.
Actually,
And she gives her a look already like,
you little fucker.
yeah. You're like, you think you know more than me at
Right?
fucking
Like,
6 years old or
oh,
however old you
okay.
are. So yeah, and she's a real natural. Like 'cause
Right.
she's already she's got all the smiles and the
look at her
poses
go.
down.
You see those twinges of jealousy.
Already.
She's getting old.
Which almost makes me surprised she didn't adopt more boys.
Right?
Because I don't think she'd be jealous of the boys.
That's true.
She was a complicated lady.
She was a very complicated. I mean,
Aren't we all?
also, who knows what the fuck she came from?
Oh yeah, I don't know. You said her parents were dry cleaners, which was the wire hanger
They were
thing?
dry cleaners, yeah. So that's why she was all freaked out about wire hangers. But who knows?
Maybe they beat her with wire hangers. I
That
don't
could
know.
possibly be true. But I think it just was like one of those that reminded her of being poor. And who knows?
Right.
Like, she did a porno film when she was a teenager. So who the fuck knows what she had to do?
Exactly. So that night she gets all the presents and she's like looking through all her presents on her
Right.
bed.
She loves the doll. Is that your favorite one?
Oh, good, because that's the only one you get to keep.
We're going to give the rest to the orphans. And I had that question too. Like, all these little kids, does she invite those fucking orphans
No, probably not. Oh, to the birthday party?
to the birthday
Maybe.
party? Like, look how good.
Right. Like
She,
a
like,
little
from that
orphan
one-
Annie situation.
Right. But then she like went from that specific orphanage that would let her adopt one. Like, look at this shit.
Look, this could have been one of you guys.
This could have
but
been one
no.
of you, but too bad. I guess we'll give you all her leftover presents.
Oh, maybe.
She probably would. Well, the character that
Yes.
the
Let us be
character
clear.
of Joan
not
Crawford.
to besmirch Joan
I
Crawford.
do not know.
We don't know.
I do not want her haunting me. Faye Dunaway says that she haunts her,
Really?
and Christina says I could see why.
Oh.
Because of that's how come
Okay.
the way you played her. So that's why she haunts you, bitch.
So yeah, Greg shows up with this gorgeous little charm bracelet for her that she loves.
Oh, yeah.
And then she gets all sad like, oh, well,
Oh, but
you
I can
know.
only keep one. He's like, oh, that's okay. I'll keep it
I'll
till
keep
you
it for
don't
you.
have to choose. Mm-hmm. Shade, shade, shade all around.
So Joan gives in and lets her keep the doll
Okay.
and the bracelet.
Just this once, we'll make an exception.
And then she's like, give Christopher his present. Does she just like chuck it on the
She
floor?
just throws it and she's like,
But that's the only time you see any hint that she doesn't like the little brother or that
No.
she's pissed about that situation.
I don't know if it's more because like she doesn't get to. It's not just about her. She also has to give her toys away, and also Christopher gets a gift. It's not even his birthday.
And I get it. Like I wouldn't want my kids to be spoiled rich brats either. But like, I know I hear it again, but that's harsh. Like it is like to say, okay, select some gifts to give away. Like select your least favorite. Like if you got 100 gifts, I don't know how many gifts.
I mean, like if it was a whole ton of shit.
If she got a room full of stuff, it's like, pick 5. Like, come on, let's not be ridiculous.
And like you could probably also make the argument, like I'm sure she gets shit all the time.
Yeah, if she's letting her get, and she's got that closet full of $300 dresses. I mean, it's not like she's got nothing.
Like a $4,000 dress today, adjusting for inflation.
Wow, and then she's got that beautiful bedroom.
I mean, know
it's not
she's got every advantage, every privilege. So maybe that's what it is.
Wow, Cher just joined us, y'all.
Snap out of it.
So then, cut to. Oh, it's just.
I know it's just
asleep.
sleeping, but I don't know if that's going to do something.
Yeah, no, it's. God damn.
I know. What the fuck? The invasion is happening right now.
And we're missing it.
We're missing it.
Maybe that's good. Maybe we should lock this fucking door.
I know now the boys can't come home. They're like, you got to stay at the casino.
Yep. The invasion has started. So now Christina's in the pool.
Yes.
And Mommy's over there on the side lounging.
She's telling her
Greg.
like how to dive.
And it seems like it made her do probably 100 dives. I'm
sure.
This
like
kid
it's
is
not
worn
fun
out
anymore. And then she's like, you want to race?
Well, yeah, once Greg decides to leave, because Greg's trying to tell her ease up, and she's like, no, she needs to know how to compete and win now. Like,
right. Like it's hard out there.
Yeah. And I don't want her to be a spoiled Hollywood brat. And he's like, hey, I gotta go.
But like I
gotta go.
You're kind of harsh, and I'm kind of sick of watching this shit.
And then she talks about before he leaves, she wants him to help her get this part that he somehow has some pull, and he's like, "Look, I don't have any control." She's like, "Look, everybody thinks I'm slipping. No one's called me. Whatever." So Greg takes off, and Joan challenges Christina to a race in the pool. And okay, first of all, she's a child, and she's worn the fuck out.
I know that she knows that she don't give a fuck.
I think that's her whole thing.
It is her whole thing. Yes, she does. She beats
lose.
The pants off of her. She does not let this child win, not fucking once.
Nobody ever said life was fair. I'm bigger and faster,
and I'm always gonna beat you. And she's always gonna beat you.
And I'm not gonna play with you anymore ever.
Oh, don't you talk like that to me.
You
get up there. No. She puts her in the fucking pool house.
And we don't know how long she stayed there. She spanks her butt, puts her in the pool house, but then we don't know because cut to her jogging.
Yeah,
and why does she have Carol Ann pace her in the car while she jogs in case she faints? Because she's been out there, it looks like a while. She's sweating.
You know what? If she's going to go, fucking Carol Ann's going to go with her. That's why.
Right.
That's why. And yeah, and I'm not entirely sure. And I didn't know, because I know that later on, the movie that she wins the Oscar for later on in this movie was Mildred Pierce. And that was what was like her comeback film. And that wasn't until 1945. So I don't know what this is that she's going after at this point.
Not sure.
And I don't know why she has to jog.
I don't know.
LB Mayer should know how hard I work.
Yes. So the phone rings and it's Mr. Savitt calling from Mr. Mayer's office.
Oh, shit. And he just wants to let her know she got that part.
He thinks you'd be wonderful in the picture. So she runs up the stairs and finds Christina pretending to be Mommy in front of her vanity mirror.
She's playing. She's not even pretending to be her.
She's just doing this like a thank you speech.
You know what she does say? She was like, just like you do. She's probably seen her practicing her Oscar acceptance speech.
Exactly.
And now Joan takes this. So anyway, she took that shit personally.
Yeah. She's like, I'm just play acting like you're always doing. And she's like, what have you done to your hair? And
she starts trying to setting lotion.
And this is the first like really scary part.
Oh, and she takes those scissors and just starts hacking. Mommy, no! I need to go to school. I can't go to school like this.
And she just keeps on going. And I swear that hair keeps growing back.
I know. It's like one of those, like when they crank her arm, it just comes back out the top.
And because she's filled her hair with setting lotion, I guess, and so it's all stiff and she can't brush it out. But like, put her in the shower.
No.
She hacks her hair off, and we don't ever see like them going to get it fixed. But her hair does not look terrible the next time you see it.
The next time it's short, but you don't see it's not that bad. So yeah, it cuts off all her hair. She'd rather have her bald than look like a tramp.
Like putting setting lotion in her hair makes her a tramp. It's just, it was her normal hairstyle, but stiff.
I guess. Well, you know what? You can go to school looking like that then.
So now Joan arrives to meet Greg for dinner at her favorite restaurant, and she's mobbed by fans.
Right. And he's like,
He's sick of waiting.
so he goes inside.
And when she comes in, he's at a table with JB Mayer.
LB man.
Or LB. Yeah, LB Mayer. And some bankers or
Right.
whatever.
They're friends of his or whatever. Now she's got to go over there
And he insists they eat with him, and she's like,
because he owns her.
yeah. Property of MGM tattooed on my backside.
I know. She's so annoyed that she has to
Yeah, when they
sit
get
here and
home, they start
fucking-
fighting. And he tells her the truth. Like, look, you're getting old. That's
Right.
why you're not getting parts. It's not the studio.
Everybody liked it when you were like the shop girl coming up from nothing, but now you don't have that anymore. And how many drinks is that? When you
was
were a kid,
cute when you were a kid, yeah.
But now it just makes you look drunk. And she's like, "Oh, blah."
Yeah, she throws her drink at him. She calls him a bunch of names about being a shit lawyer or whatever.
Oh, and there's nothing that goes on, no dirty cover up that doesn't have your filthy fingerprints all over it. He shakes the shit out of her.
This was comical.
I kind of a little bit.
Because at first it was like whatever, but then when he keeps going and her head's just like bobbleheading.
I know. It's because she's drunk.
Oh,
and
my
he's like,
God.
"What are you going to do? Bust me for fucking human trafficking because I bought you those babies?"
Exactly.
And I'm sure, I am absolutely positive that what she's talking about is all kinds of, all
I'm
manner of fuckery.
Who knows? The Black Dahlia murder. No, that was
Probably.
Was that later or was that around this time?
I don't know. Was that in the 30s?
I feel like it was old, but maybe not that
Old or maybe
Hold
not.
up.
I don't know. But look that up. I mean, who could say? There was all kinds of shit going on like that back in those days.
A fucking band was the very first hit for
Oh.
Black Dahlia. Oh no, 47.
Okay,
Well, but
so
2
further
years
on,
later,
yeah,
so
it's a
maybe he
couple
was
years
later.
later. I mean, who knows?
Maybe later he was.
Maybe later he was.
It was
Everybody
him.
was.
It was Greg Savitt the whole
time.
so he's leaving and she's like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
If
any
you
of
walk
it.
out of here,
Oh yeah, you're not coming back. And he's like,
he was like, if you're
Bye.
acting, then you're wasting my time. But if you're not, you're wasting both of our time.
yeah.
Ice cold.
She's like, where are you going? Where I belong.
Out of here. Ooh.
And she lays out all sexy on the bed and he's just like, bye.
Oh my God.
Good night. Good luck. Goodbye. And on that note, it's actually a good time to take a quick break.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back, and Joan is up there cutting Greg out of everything.
Oh, yes. And like, it was weird that besides all the ones she's actively cutting on the bed with Carol Ann, that she's already cut him out of like the frame
the
photo.
frame, right.
And
That-
left the head
Right next to it?
right next to it. So like, if Christina didn't notice what Mom was doing when
Sure.
she came in with Christopher, on the way down, she sees this reframed family
Right.
photo missing Greg.
That's what happens if
Uncle
she doesn't
Greg.
like you. She just cuts you out until you. Oh yeah, she makes you disappear.
yeah.
Even though his head's right there, it's not like he disappeared.
You can still see him.
You can still see his head right there.
And now Christopher's bigger than Christina.
I know.
It's like 2 actors
It's
later.
confusing. They could only get that one child because they're like, we're only going to traumatize one child.
Yes, and this kid barely speaks. He says like one line.
I know. And
during
even
his-
as an adult,
yeah.
even the adult Christopher only has like 2 lines, maybe.
So Christina and Christopher are out playing in the garden, and they wake Mommy up, and she fucking
Like a fucking mummy again. Oh, Christina, I told you.
And I'm not sure. Is this? I don't know why she told them it was an important day. Like, what was the day? What was happening today?
Well, it's a very important day because she has to take a screen test.
Oh, right.
And this is shameful for her because they don't
Yes.
just want her. She
Right.
has to try out
yes.
for this part.
And she overhears Christina talking to her dolls about like giving them the lecture that she got about Mommy is
Right.
She has a very important thing today, and you're being spoiled bad children. And when she comes back from swimming, her babies are gone.
Right. And she's like, Mommy, where are my babies? Somebody took my babies. She's like, oh, no.
They were thoughtless, spoiled children, and now they won't wake you up when you need your rest.
I know. I'm doing you a favor. I know. And this fucking, while she's lotioning
her elbows. Yes.
on this
Chelon.
the chelon in her robe with her hair. This is all I want out of life.
To just sit there and moisturize your elbows.
Moisturize my elbows wrapped in a beautiful robe on a beautiful chaise in my gigantic fucking closet.
Is that
All
so
I
much
want.
to ask?
Is that so much to ask? I don't think so.
So
It'd just be me, like in my mind, like losing my mind. I'll be like the trash woman from Labyrinth.
It's your
but in
mind
my mind,
palace.
My mind palace.
So at MGM Studios, Joan arrives to see Mr. Mayer sometime later. We don't know when
Right.
this
We don't know how
is.
long afterwards this is. I don't know if the screen test didn't go well or what.
Yeah,
the fuck
I don't
was
know.
Going on.
Yeah, what happened here?
That must have been. So she goes to see him. She compliments the receptionist on her blouse.
and he's all nice to her.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's like, have I ever
18
lied
years
to you or
in
given
the
you bad
business.
advice?
Right. I always tell you what's what. And she's like kissing his ass because she knows he
your
has
treatment of me has been divine.
to. Yes, you are. Because she tells him like you are the god or
Yeah.
whatever. Like
He's
I'm
like,
just
Look, you're in a position to do me a big favor. I want you to leave.
right.
Your pictures are losing money.
I can't afford.
Your box office poison.
I'm sorry, baby, but you got to go. In fact, we're already loading up your.
She's
car-
like, oh, I'll get my maid to load up my
her
bungalow.
face.
Oh,
It's
no,
a
it's
lot of
done.
years. It's already done.
It's in
we're
your
loading
car.
up your car right now. And she's like, so everybody knows.
Oh, yeah, everybody knows that we're parting as friends.
Right.
It's going to be great for you.
We care about each other too
Yeah.
much to keep this argument going on. And you know what? They're going to think, the other studios are going to think they're getting one
Yeah.
over on me.
They're going to offer you all these films. And she's like, will you be sorry then? I'm sorry
I'm
now.
sorry now. And she's like, walk me to my car. And he's
And
like,
he just looks at her. Oh.
she's like, okay, you motherfucker.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to walk out there and everybody
Hollywood
I
royalty.
see. Yeah, my ass.
Yeah.
So now.
Ooh. That night, in the middle of the
She's-
night, she's obliterating her rose garden.
She's like muttering to herself, like Hollywood royalty. I'll show him. Yeah, oh.
Back off his poison.
Yeah, fuck off his poison.
And she has the maid wake the children.
Which she does. Like, get up,
Carol Ann.
Your mother. What's she gonna do?
True.
What's
she signs
she
the
gonna
checks.
do? I want her.
And she out there in
tell-all.
her sequin
I
dress.
want Mamacita's tell all.
Right. And she put that dress on just to go demolish the rose
I don't
garden
know.
because
Maybe
she wasn't
went
wearing that
out-
before.
I know. I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she did.
And she's at mid clip. She turns around to Tina, all bloody faced
Right.
from thorns.
Tina, bring me the axe.
And she does, terrified.
I know. She's like, oh fuck. What if I give her this axe? Is she gonna like hack me to pieces?
And she chops down like an orange tree, I
tree
guess.
of
Just a
some
little
sort?
tree. And this is the note where I have these eyebrows are not even friends.
No,
at this
they
moment.
nope. They don't even know each other.
I don't know if it was the way Faye Dunaway contorted her face or
It
if
could
the
be.
makeup artist went, how do we make her
Let's
look
make
as
you insane.
crazy as possible? But one eyebrow, I swear, was down like over her eye
Right.
down to her nose bridge. And then the other one was normal. It was
I
very
don't know.
bizarre.
Well, I feel like it was either the makeup artist or the costume person on this movie that was so berated by Faye Dunaway like on a regular basis.
Oh, really?
She was very, very mean to just about everybody
Oh.
that like apparently she's ever fucking worked with.
Really?
In fact, years after Joan Crawford died, Betty Davis was on like Johnny Carson or some shit.
right.
It was after this movie had come out. And she was asked, like, who's your most hated or who's the worst reputation or whatever actress in Hollywood?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody expected her to say Joan Crawford, and she didn't. She
said
said
Faye.
Faye Dunaway.
Ooh, all right. So sometime later, Joan is all cleaned up, rehearsing a new script with the maid.
Right.
Christina's there watching.
Right. She's running lines. And this is for Mildred Pierce.
Right.
This now is for Mildred Pierce. She's mounting her comeback.
And now this is where she says they're making your mother take a screen test.
Yes, this is the one
Do you
that
know
she
what
has
that
to
is? And
try
she's
out
like,
for it.
when they're not sure they want you. And
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, you know how shameful that is?
Yes, that's what it's for, because she has to
Yeah.
do all of this because she's almost nobody at this point.
So now, for lunch, they're having the bloodiest steak. And now, if
She's like,
this is
"This is
prime rib,
raw."
okay. But if this is just a steak,
Well, no, because she tells her Facebook science about how, well, when you cook it, it loses all its vitamins. So
yeah,
you
so
have
you
to
gotta
eat it like straight off a cow's ass.
And I like a rare steak.
I know
but
you
this
do.
This is
Too much for
beyond.
you?
This is beyond.
It's like
It's
cold.
mushy.
She's like, all the red juice is coming out. She's like, well, don't push on
And
it.
this is lunch?
Yes.
Like lunch isn't a fucking sandwich or a salad. Like
No,
a
it's
steak
steaks
for lunch.
and broccoli and carrots.
And so cut to her that because she won't eat it. Christina
No,
won't
she's
eat
like,
it.
I'm
So
not
cut to
gonna
her
eat
that
this.
night sitting in front of the
She's
same
like,
plate
okay,
of
well, you
uneaten
can sit
food.
there until you eat it. And she doesn't.
And so Joan excuses her from the table but goes, oh, but go ahead and put that plate in the fridge.
Right.
Because you'll be eating that in the morning.
Right. And she does.
She puts it out there for breakfast and everyone else is having like Cheerios and shit.
And she doesn't eat it then. And then she
And this is
makes
the type
her
of
eat.
shit my grandmother was rumored to
would be
do.
like, you're not getting up until you finish this plate.
Or you will keep getting served this plate of food until you eat it. And it has been said that my grandma once threw a vacuum cleaner at my uncle.
a
Because
vacuum cleaner? You know those things were like 400 pounds back then.
right? Like a Kirby. You know what? She threw it at the uncle who later became a vacuum salesman. It just now hit me.
It just hit me.
The layers. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wow.
So when I was maybe 10,
Forged his whole
my
career
uncle
path.
was a Kirby vacuum salesman. And I think it was the same uncle that got a vacuum thrown at him.
Wow. You know what? I would tell you to ask your mom, but she don't
She
know.
ain't gonna remember. She ain't gonna remember.
She ain't gonna know. She ain't gonna know.
She did. Oh, what was it that she did remember? There was something we did. Oh, the Batteries Not Included.
Oh, what?
She was like, I love that movie. She remembered Batteries Not Included. I was like, of
Okay.
all the random films
Right?
that we've done not 200 movies, but we've done
Right.
over 175 films. And Batteries Not Included is the
Was
one that stands
the
out.
one that stands
She
out.
loved
Not
them little cute robots.
hey, who didn't?
Yeah.
Who didn't?
She liked
I
Short
did.
Circuit too. She remembered that one.
Okay.
She got a thing for robots, I guess.
I guess so.
She's a regular Stephanie Speck. So she's like bringing in like rotting food basically
Right.
until she finally is like,
she's like, why does everything
throw
have
that
to
in the
be a
trash?
contest?
I don't know, because you fucking
Right,
make
because you
it that
make
way.
it a fucking contest. And poor Carol Ann is just like, I'm just gonna cut up and eat my fucking Cheerios. I'm just gonna shut the
Right?
fuck up and eat my Cheerios.
So then it's time for the Oscars. And now why did Joan not go to the Oscars that year?
She didn't want to go because she wasn't
If she
sure
lost,
if she was
she'd be
gonna,
humiliated.
if she lost, she would have been humiliated. So she played sick,
And they listed on the radio.
and they're listening, and it was Ingrid Bergman for Bells of St. Mary, Joan Crawford for Mildred Pierce, Greer Garson for Valley of Decision, Jean Tierney for Leave Her to Heaven, which is another one of my favorite fucking movies.
Never seen it.
And Jennifer Jones for Love Letters. And the winner is...
Joan Crawford. And outside the reporters are honking their
everybody's
horns.
out there. They're all so happy for you.
And she comes out in her nighttime robe with her kids in their little
with her-
bathrobes.
Whatever. And everyone's
I'd
like,
rather be here with you than
anywhere
anywhere else
else.
in the world.
I accept this from you and,
and only you. And
Christine.
Christina's face like,
I know.
really?
I know. But then
Okay.
she sees those reporters when she's closing those doors like,
She giving him a little cutie wink. Like,
I like this though.
I do like the attention.
I do like it.
And
I don't
now-
think I've ever seen Mildred Pierce.
No, I haven't.
I've seen this movie 100
Did
times.
they
I've seen-
remake that? Did they remake
I think
Mildred
they.
Pierce?
I think they did. I
In
think
the
they did.
late 90s, early 2000s
I
or
feel
something.
like that's correct. I've seen Trog many times, but I've never seen Mildred Pierce. I've seen Straight Jacket lots of times.
I
That
haven't
one
seen
was a
any of
weird one
those.
because it was like you kind of get the where they might have gotten this weird mother-daughter rivalry thing from, because there was this whole thing with her daughter in that one, and she also uses an axe.
Oh, maybe. So here it come. Mommy comes in during the night in her face mask.
I know, and
looking
it's like
scary as fuck.
It's all like it's on her eyelids.
She still has
It's
the eyebrows
all
on.
way- Yes, but the mask is all the way up.
Yes.
like she does not have the.
She doesn't
holes.
keep the eye hole.
Nope,
She
she
goes all
puts
the
it
way to
everywhere.
the edge.
and she's just in there looking for something.
She's just, well, at first you're like, oh, she's just like hanging up some clothes, but she's inspecting.
She is
She's
'cause
looking for cleanliness.
She's looking for all of the things, and she's smiles and she's like, "Oh, look at all these beautiful, neat things." And she goes through Christina's closet and she finds
A wire.
Oh, get up!
No!
Wire hangers ever!
And these kids, like,
she's like,
oh my God.
crawls up to the thing because she fucking knows.
What's wire hangers doing in
this closet? Answer me! Yeah, oh my God. I have a daughter. I work myself until I'm almost dead. And what do I get? A daughter who cares about as much for the beautiful things I give her as she cares about me.
And she throws all the clothes on the floor and
she's
finds
like,
another.
I'm going to find another one. Oh, she does. And she fucking finds
beats
another
her
one.
ass. And Christina said she never
She
beat
says
her
she
with a
never
wire hanger.
got beaten with a wire hanger.
So she
that
probably
was
really
not-
got screamed at about a wire hanger.
Possibly, but not.
But for
she
the
was never
filmmakers, the
beaten
next natural progression was
to hit her with
a wire
Yeah.
hanger. So yeah, she whacks her several times, and luckily they zoom in during the
So
hit where you
close.
can tell it's like a pillow or something she's
Sure.
hitting. But this poor little girl
I
is still
know.
screaming like she's being
She's
hit
like,
with a wire
I don't
hanger.
understand. Well, that's when they get into the bathroom because now she's like, did you scrub these floors today?
Right.
She's like, I did. And she's like, look at this. And there's nothing.
And she gets the old Dutch powder out.
Oh, man.
Just
And she's
fucking
like, we're going to scrub
flinging
it
it
together.
everywhere.
And then she's like, everything is filthy. Everything is dirty. Nothing is clean.
And now they're both crying. And Christopher is still strapped into his
I know,
bed,
he's
just
like,
awake and
trying to be
horrified.
fucking invisible. And this is when she goes back and forth to the thing, and on that John Waters commentary, I feel like
Oh
he
yeah,
talks
did you
about
watch
this.
the John Waters
I
one?
didn't. I know I have before, but I didn't have time to watch it this time. But he talks about, I think it's that when she does this walk back and forth to the bathroom and does like that sumo squat, like she's gathering herself,
Right?
Like he says, it's like it's almost like kabuki theater.
Okay,
this
yeah, with
face
the makeup,
mask and
yeah.
like this over the top, like hollering, screaming, fucking demon behavior.
Oh, it's scary.
But yeah, she like tells her like, clean up this mess.
And she's just like, how?
Figure it out. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, she walks away and Christopher unstraps himself and he's like, I'll help you. And she's like, no, go back, strap yourself in. She'll kill me if she found out. And that's when she's just looks at the camera, just like, Jesus Christ. And that's where I wrote, this little girl deserved an award. Like she
really
looked like a
fucking did.
35-year-old woman in her face right here.
Like dealing with this
Ugh.
woman that like she's mentally ill, she's unhinged. Like she did say like this, that to go back a little bit, the chopping down, whatever, that she said when she got like that, it wasn't because of anything. It was just her manic, like she'd get manic and then she'd get sad and then
so
she'd
maybe
get
she had
drunk and
bipolar or something,
could've
but
been
we didn't talk about that in
borderline
the 40s.
personality. Yeah, there was no words for that. It was just she was difficult.
Yeah.
She was strict,
She was hormonal,
and she was difficult.
Yeah. But so now it's Christmas radio show time. Some guy comes over to talk to the family for 5 minutes.
Right, just for a quick little radio blurb.
We want to remind you, children, that you're adopted on
Right.
the radio, and how
I know.
gracious it was of your mother to adopt
She
some
was so
poor
kind.
homeless children.
Wow.
Really sweet, dude.
I know. And
Super
she,
great.
she fucking approved that kind of language. The character approved this kind of language.
Well, I believe discipline mixed with love is such a good recipe.
Oh, I bet.
And they ask them, do you get lots of presents? And
Oh,
Christina's like,
yes.
well, yeah, but we share them with less fortunate children.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, this evening, the children and I will watch the Christmas tree lights, welcome some of their friends to sing carols, and no Christmas Eve would be complete without reading the Nightmare
Before Christmas. Well,
The Night Before Christmas.
yes.
And so they say the last two lines and
Right.
cut to Mommy has a date with a new uncle.
Oh, yes. Here comes, what is this, Ted Gelber. I'm not sure who he was exactly, but
Christina's
Christina
like 10
greets
now,
him.
maybe, and she's
Right.
making cocktails for the uncles.
Right. And she calls him uncle. He's like, kid, I'm not your uncle.
And then right after that, she's all, you can
this
call him
fucking
uncle by
leg,
now.
She's in this mirror with
She's
this
like,
fucking leg.
Is she just doing that because she knows he's about to arrive? She's
Right?
like massaging her shapely
on the
leg
same
in the mirror.
chaise. This is where I had the note, like, I just want a closet big enough to fucking hang out in.
Seriously. And he's like, easy on the scotch. And she's like, puts extra scotch. And she's like, this is how I make it for all
of my uncles. And that's when he tells her. Now, I feel like, I don't know if it was this particular uncle. There was at some point, allegedly, like a physical fight between Joan and Christina over, like, she thought she was hitting on her man.
Oh.
But, like, Christina was like 10.
I was going to say this could be it.
That's
because
what it
she brings
seems
in
like,
that
right.
vodka and she's like kind of pissed about it.
Right.
Like,
And immediately sends her off to school.
Mm-hmm. This is a very odd exchange. Like this look Christina gives them when she comes in with this unasked for vodka on the rocks.
Yeah. She's like, what is she fucking scheming on?
Yeah.
Over here.
And so she's like, "What next to whatever I did, I won't do it again. I promise. I can be better." And she's like, "Nope, you're going to boarding school. You can call me anytime.
It's fine. You'll be like home some weekends. You can call me anytime you want. Like you're going to school."
And now say goodbye to child Christina because we are now to the new actress, the teenage adult Christina.
Well, first when they drop her off, and you could tell that like Miss Chadwick is like,
she's like, I
understand. And she seems like she's kind to her.
Yeah.
Like she kind of
she seems like she thrives at this school. Like
she does well.
As much as she hates going there to begin with because she thinks it's a punishment, she's treated better at the school than at home. So she, I think, does better there and likes it there.
I'm sure. I think there was like 3 different schools she was sent to. That's whoever, no, whatever. Me. And it's not like she got sent to fucking Switzerland. It was a school in California
where she could go pick her up on the weekend or whatever. Right.
I'm sure she didn't.
So cut to her auditioning in for a play, Antigone.
Right. Understand. That was the first words you said to me. Yeah, she's doing the whole thing and she's flirting with little Tony,
who's like her friend's boyfriend, but not
Vera.
Vera
but like
thinks
Vera
that's her
likes,
boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now she's at dinner with Mommy at Mommy's favorite restaurant, and she orders her a steak.
I know,
rare.
She like gives her the menu to look at, but she
doesn't. No, she just orders for her.
I was like, a limestone salad. What is that?
What is that?
It looked good. Like I looked up all the little like how you make the dressing for it. In fact, I found looking up a limestone salad. I found this little cooking show kind of thing. Like they make old recipes called Dr. Husband.
Okay.
And they made a meatloaf, limestone salad, and the meatloaf recipe was Joan Crawford's recipe. And there is hard-boiled eggs inside.
Ew.
Just
I like a hard-boiled egg. Oh, a whole hard-boiled egg.
So like when you slice it up, there's hard-boiled egg slices inside your meatloaf.
I like hard-boiled eggs, but I don't like them with meat. Necessarily,
My
like
colon,
in a
just
ramen,
looking
maybe?
at that was like
a half an egg in a ramen, but not just like a dozen hard-boiled eggs throughout your meatloaf. I mean, you put
the egg in the meatloaf to stick it together.
Well, yeah, I put egg yolk. Yeah.
But
it doesn't cook up like a. Yeah, it doesn't cook up like a hard-boiled egg.
Like you're supposed to hard-boil the eggs first and then unpeel them,
yeah,
and then fold them into the meatloaf.
That's strange. I've never seen.
I mean, I still want to try it, and I'm gonna have a limestone salad.
Yeah, we should try the limestone salad.
It did sound good. It was more so the recipe for like the dressing that goes on it that makes it the limestone.
Okay.
But yeah, look it up. It looked tasty.
So Mommy tells her not to flirt. It could be taken the wrong way. Like she's not really flirting with the waiter, but she's just
she's just being cute. And she looks like fucking in a few scenes. She looks like Betty White.
The daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she goes on to
Betty
do the
White,
soap opera, she looks like Betty White.
Yeah, I could see that. So she shows off her report card. She got all A's and 1 B, and Mommy is proud, but she's like, where's your Christmas card list?
I'll get it done in time. I have a lot of stuff I'm doing.
Oh, really? I think you've become more rebellious at school. Maybe you should come home.
No, I'm good. I will get it out on time. I promise, Mommie Dearest.
Well, I let Helga go, so I'm going to need your help at home during the weekend.
Right, I need your help this weekend. And then she comes home, of course. Like, first she's like, well, I treat you to a nice dinner.
Right.
And like, this is how you act. This is how you are.
And it didn't even show if she ate that rare steak.
I know. Who knows? She fucking better have. Joan probably would have killed her at that table
in front of everybody
if she hadn't eaten this fucking rare ass steak. You know what though? It probably wasn't like
not the way
raw.
Because in a restaurant you have to cook it to at least an edible temperature that's not going to give you fucking worms or whatever.
40 or 1950 something. This
Maybe
probably
not.
would have been at this time. or 60 something.
I don't know.
They
where
probably
we're at
didn't
at this
have those
point.
kind of rules.
So she's doing laundry at home, and Mommy comes down to check on her, and she's like, "Look, we got to talk."
Right. I don't have a contract. I don't have
I'm
anything.
having some financial difficulties.
Right.
You're gonna have to do a work scholarship program.
I
And
already
she's like,
spoke to Miss Chadwick.
It's all right. We'll
yeah,
manage.
we'll manage. It's fine.
I also lost my contract at Warner's.
Right. Like, I don't know. She's like, okay, like, it's fine.
We'll figure it out.
Right.
So that night, Tina comes up to tell Mommy goodnight and finds her passed out on her satin chaise longue.
Yes, the Shelon. She's like, Carol Ann,
Carol
Ann.
Ann.
She calls
We
her.
need
and
an
she's like,
ambulance. And she's like, nah.
no, she's just drunk.
She drunk as hell.
Help me pick her up and take her to her bed. And she sees a bunch of shit. She's like, what's all this?
When did she buy this? 2 days ago.
She had it delivered today. And she's like, she told me we're broke.
And Carol Ann's like, I'm sorry. It shouldn't be like this for you or for her.
Right. Like, she's all sorry for her.
I know. Carol Ann must have been in love with her or something, right?
I don't know. Mamacita.
So back at boarding school, her friend's boyfriend's flirting with her again.
Right. She's doing the work
And
scholarship
he's like, no,
thing.
Vera's
like,
just a friend.
right. She's at the stables and he's out there riding or whatever. And he comes in. She's like, he goes, oh, you want to ride the horse? And she's like, I gotta
all the
work
time.
or whatever. He's like, no, I'll come back tonight. Like, we'll go out tonight or whatever. And she's like, okay, great.
We'll mack it on the hay bales. How scratchy.
I mean, at least they had
Hay
a
bales are
blanket down.
pokey. They had a blanket under them, but they were leaned up
know.
against just fucking hay
It
poking
was
into the
just
backs
for
of their
the
heads.
fucking scene.
And she has her first kiss.
I know. And she says, like, well, kind of. And I almost wonder, the fuck she mean by that?
Is that why Christopher was strapped in?
No. I was thinking more along the lines of her uncles.
Oh.
I don't know. I have no evidence of that. And I don't remember that ever
knows?
being an allegation. But
Right.
like for her to say that was kind of weird.
Yeah, that was
It seemed
weird.
like a weird way to put it.
What kind of? So, of course, Vera walks in. I'm going to tell.
This fucking narc bitch, you jealous
Seriously.
bitch.
So he clearly mustn't, like,
He
why are they
doesn't-
in trouble for kissing, for consensually kissing?
because it's 1950 something.
But, like,
and
you're
that's just
telling
not
me
something you
Vera
do.
wasn't trying to do exactly the fucking
Of
same
course
thing?
Vera was, but she didn't get to, so she had to tell.
Cut to Mommy yelling about being
Well,
humiliated.
Also, of course, they probably had to do something about it on the school's part, but they probably
Right.
certainly she wasn't as upset about it as Joan was.
Yeah.
She wasn't as upset
Yeah,
as
Miss
Mommy.
Chadwick's like, this is normal. Like,
right, like it's fine. It was
teenagers,
innocent.
It's whatever.
Like I just needed to let you know.
Is this an institution of learning or a teenage brothel?
this
They're just kissing.
reputation? You know what? You do not fucking come for Mrs. Chadwick's institutional learning facility.
She knows what she's doing.
You don't come for it.
So she takes Tina and leaves. And she's driving home trying to drink from her empty flask.
I
and
know.
Tina's
She's like, there's a liquor store on
to
the right. Oh, I should know. You know where to find the booze and the boys.
Just like Mommy.
Hmm.
They get home and she tells her, look, someone's here to do a story. So what? She left in the middle of her Red Book interview to go
don't
pick up Christina?
know if Barbara Bennett was like had been there. Over
I know,
the
it was
course of,
unclear. Like, did she
whatever.
just
Like
show
she had
up?
to take off for a couple hours and go get my kid real quick. Like I don't know how that works.
Yeah. So she's writing a story about
she can
movie
have
star manages to
everything.
have it all. Career, home, family. And Mommy's like, Tina got expelled. Why would you
That's
say that
a
to
lie.
your interview?
Because she's being a bitch. That's a lie. She's like, let me talk to you in the other room. Well,
she
because of
fucking-
course, like Barbara's like,
Oh,
shit,
no.
Christina, like you've grown so much.
Yeah.
Call me Barbara. Like, holy shit, how's school? And she's like, oh, she got expelled. That's a lie. So they go over to the next room and oh my God.
And she tells her again that was a lie and she slaps
That's
her.
a lie.
She slaps her again.
Oh, and she's like, you like that, don't you? You love it making me hit you.
The reporter comes running in and she's like, nope, leave
Barbara,
me alone.
please.
You're
I wanna hear
deliberately
Barbara's
embarrassing me in
story.
front of a reporter.
I know.
Why did you adopt me? Because I wanted a child.
Don't
wanted someone to
act
love.
for me.
I want to know, why did you adopt me?
Okay,
I
maybe
did it for
for
the
a little
extra
bit of
publicity. Maybe I'm just a little, what did she say? Maybe I'm just a little, I wrote a word that doesn't make sense.
Maybe you're just a little.
That's not true. You know it. Maybe I'm just a little, I don't know what this word is. TRIE. Tired?
Tired,
Just a little
maybe? I don't know.
I don't ask much from you, girl. Why can't you give me the respect I'm entitled to?
Why can't you treat me like any stranger would on the street?
Because
I am not one of your fans. Oh, she fucking launches at her. Oh my God.
Breaks the glass table, starts strangling her, and it takes way too long for someone to hear this and run in and break it up.
Carol Ann and Barbara are in there trying to pull her off, and she's like,
and now I want to know if this part is real.
That's what I'm saying. I want to hear from Barbara. I want to hear from Carol. I want to know.
Mamacita, tell me.
Mamacita. I want to fucking Mamacita. She's probably long dead. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm absolutely sure of it. But I want to know her story.
So now Christina is sent to convent school.
Yes, now she's going
to see the
your
error
mother
of her ways.
Has requested the strictest.
Yeah, she told us how difficult you've been at home and at school and has requested the strictest discipline for you.
No visits, no phone calls, no leaving the grounds.
No mail. Pray with me. So then Joan marries Alfred Steele from Pepsi Cola. And that wedding cake is so 70s. Oh my God, the orange, brown, yellow wedding cake.
I feel and how I would describe a wedding between the soft drink king and the queen of Hollywood. I said that'd be a hell of a match.
So long enough later that Christina's hair is now 8 inches longer than the last time we saw her.
The comment
she was there a long time.
Thank you, sister, for
These
all of this.
Years have been very hard.
Okay, well, God bless you. Good luck.
Bye. So she arrives home and does not want to go in. She's just looking at the house like, fuck.
I know. And like, they don't pick her up.
No. The door's unlocked. She just walks in like Mommy?
She's out there on the fucking phone.
Oh, she's putting the house up for sale on the phone.
Yes, because we're never here. We're always in New York. That's where Pepsi HQ is.
Oh, and go meet Alfred, who's swimming in the pool. What do I call him?
Whatever you call your father, you call him father.
Hi, Daddy. I'm this 18-year-old girl.
Hi,
Daddy. I'm Christina. And he's like right away just like, oh.
Okay.
And who knows where the fuck Christopher's been this whole time? Is he also in boarding school?
That's what I wondered.
So
is he also like she could pay for his boarding school, but not Christina? Well, she probably wasn't even really drunk. She was definitely drunk. She probably wasn't broke.
Right. It was just like, I am paying for you to go to the school and make out boys.
She's just making it difficult for you.
So now Joan, Tina, and the new husband, she's trying to get this new apartment.
They go to New York. This is where the apartment that they're building.
She's having build under Pepsi's expense, which her husband's like,
because this is your showroom. And he's like, she's talking to the architect, this bitch of a bearing wall. We'll tear it down and put a window where it ought to be.
Like, I don't know if you know what bearing wall means, but I'm pretty sure I feel that it's bearing the load of the structure of this apartment.
Like, I'm sure there's ways around it, but like,
and this dude, and she asked, Christina's like, hey, like I'm working and I'm going to school, but could I get a little bit of money to get by? And she's like, nope, not a cent.
Nope. Doing it you're on your own is best. And like,
but Alfred palms her some cash.
Like, come on, like just give her a little something. She's like, no, nothing for her.
Which he goes in back to tell Joan, like, by the way, we need to cut back on spending. We need to economize. And she's like,
what? This is our showroom. Like, he's like, this isn't Hollywood. This is the real fucking world. Like,
there's a limit.
There's a limit.
We're going into debt for this fucking apartment.
And she's like, well, put it on fucking Pepsi's expense. This is their shit.
And I don't know how long she was married to Al Steele, but he's dead.
He's dead. Like, he probably worked so hard to get this fucking apartment. That it killed him.
So now the board's like, thank you very much. We'll give you ample time to repay the debt. And she's like, debt?
You can see her like winding up over there like a caged fucking animal.
What in that debt? I had 100,000 shares of stock.
And they're like, no,
your husband borrowed against all that.
We got to take this apartment. And we loaned him money to build this apartment. She's like, well, fuck you. I'm on the board of directors. And they're like, actually... we retired you from, and she's like,
oh, well, I'll come out publicly against your product.
Yeah, your lousy fucking little pissy cola, whatever the fuck.
It's hardly necessary to make threats.
Oh, don't fuck with me, fellas. This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
And the board board misjudged your
Right.
interest.
She's like, I fought bigger monsters than you in Hollywood and I won.
Okay, well.
Right. Like, we've misjudged you. Okay. Well,
Let's
I
get
guess
to work.
let's get to work. She's like, yeah, I thought you'd see it my way. The sword cuts both ways.
So now Christina, who's a hippie now, cutting vegetables with a fucking machete in her hippie apartment. What was that knife
I
she
know,
was
like,
using?
bitch, you're in New York. You're not like in fucking the Philippines. I don't know what you're doing.
And mom shows up.
Oh, yeah. She's in the neighborhood. So she decides
She's
to
in the
drop
neighborhood.
by.
How are the guys? Guys are guys. That hasn't changed.
Right.
And she brought her a gift. Her
She's wearing
pearls.
no less than 3 wigs.
They're all different
It's like a piece
formations.
on top of a piece on
It
top
was
of like
the
a braided
highest
piece.
hair.
She shows up.
Oh,
she
I just
busts out
wrote,
her
"Mommy
flask.
arrives in her giant hair."
Yes, I was like wearing no less than 3 wigs. She
Yes.
busts out her flask that she got from Batista himself.
But she gets her a glass.
Of course, she wants a glass for that, and she hands her pearls. It was the first gift that Al ever gave her, and you could tell that she thinks fondly of Al.
Yeah, he
because
seemed
he
like
was
a nice
to her
guy.
too. And
She's like, "Look, if you don't get this part, don't hawk him."
please, for the love of
And
God,
Christina seems genuinely touched.
Right, like,
like her
thank
mom
you.
showed up out of nowhere and gave her a
Right?
gift and told her basically good luck with this part and don't be a
right.
stranger.
She's up for the soap opera that we find out she eventually gets.
Right. Joan and Carol Ann signing headshots. Christina's on TV on a soap opera.
Every day at 4:00, I want this TV on. I want to watch
and,
the show.
And so she like
She does, but
she does. She's proud,
grading
but
her.
she's grading her and she's taking all the credit.
Well, she is taking
This
all the
is
credit for that because
the bot she
eventually
built.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are nothing without me. If it hadn't been for me, you wouldn't have gotten there, and
Right.
that's evidenced here in just about a minute.
So Christina's eating dinner, starts having pains, and she stumbles to the phone and calls mommy.
Calls mommy first.
And at the hospital, Miss Lydia from Perfect Strangers
Yes.
is her producer, Miss
That's
Belinda
right.
Rosenberg.
I didn't recognize her without the hair.
Because that's not her Miss Lydia hair. That's
Right.
her Mrs. Tomasetti
Yes.
hair, or whatever his name was.
Oh,
Twinkasetti.
what-
Mrs.
Twinkasetti,
Twinkasetti.
yes.
And that was her Mrs. Twinkasetti
That's right.
wig. And yeah, so Christina had an ovarian tumor, and Joan's like, "Oh, is it going
Thankfully,
to
it was
affect her
benign.
job?"
Well, I mean, I don't know.
How
How
long
long
is
is
she
she
gonna
going to
be
be in
out?
here? Well, you know what? Call me later.
Cut to 50-year-old Joan playing 28-year-old character that Christina's playing.
Christina's in the hospital recovering. She looks like shit.
Yes.
And the nurse is like, "Oh, hey, do you want to watch your show?" She's like, "What? To see how well they've gotten along without me?" She's like, "No, to watch your mother."
And Mother
She's
is doing
filling
a
in for
terrible
you.
job because this is a live soap opera.
I guess. I don't know if that's how they did it back then,
It
but
seemed
she's
like
struggling
it.
with the cue cards. She's drinking in between. Miss Lydia is trying to rein her in. And like,
Tina's just mortified. Shut
she's
it
like,
off.
"Turn it off. I can't." She's like, "She can't do that. My character's 28 years old."
Mortifying.
Oh, could you imagine that conversation? Like, okay, so I'll fill in for her. And what are you going to do? Say
gonna tell
no
Joan
to Joan
Crawford,
Crawford that wants to be on your shitty fucking soap opera?
Right? Like,
Your
you gotta
shitty
let her.
daytime live soap opera?
All publicity is good publicity.
I guess.
right?
I mean, who wouldn't to see that fucking train wreck? Like, oh, look at Joan.
Oh no.
She
now-
can't read the cue cards.
Tina's packing up her apartment.
Yes.
Carol Ann comes over with some stuff from her mom to wear.
She picked it out herself.
She
She's like, well,
tells
at least
her-
it's pretty.
Her mother's gonna be so alone when she leaves, and she's like, "She'll be all right.
She'll be all right.
She always is."
Yeah. So she goes to the outfit is for her to accept an award on behalf of Joan because Joan is too ill.
Yeah, her
She's-
lifetime achievement award.
She's dying at this point. She's in bed watching Christina.
And Tina gives a very heartfelt
Yes.
speech, and Mommy seems touched by it.
Of course.
Congratulations, and I love you, Mommy
Mommie
dearest.
Dearest.
So cut to
She
Mommy's
did say
funeral.
that she would correct her anytime she did not say Mommy Dearest. Mommy what? Like mommy. She was like, that was like a term of like imprisonment
Yeah,
that I had to say
that's freaky.
Mommy Dearest.
So Mommy's funeral, she goes to the
Mm.
viewing. Oh, Mommy, I loved you so.
Right. She see her laid out and this lighting that they have on a corpse.
Like fucking overhead neon
Fluorescent
lighting.
Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Don't let them do that to me. You know what? Just let them throw me away whole. But if they insist upon lighting my corpse, don't let them do that to me.
I won't let him put that kind of makeup on you either. That fucking...
I want to be like Aretha Franklin and have 3 costume changes during my funeral.
No, I'm going to do like... if I'm in living color, where I'm going to pull you out of the casket and film a movie with you and then put the TV in the VCR.
Bam!
Exactly. I'm going to be like, you know, we had a podcast 50 years ago?
Right.
Bam!
You're like, we did a video of it. It's just my corpse.
It's just
attached
us on
to you, like, you're
TikTok,
like,
me tied to your ankle, fucking lugging you around, 90 years old.
my last appearance on film.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, so she's like, Carol Ann comes in. Carol Ann outlived the bitch.
Right. Thank goodness.
She always loved you very much. And she's like, I need so much
I
to
really
be able to
need
believe that.
to believe that. And Christopher shows up like, oh shit, you showed up. He didn't have
Right,
his
where you
harness on.
been?
He's been tied to a fucking
He's
bed.
40. He don't have the harness no more.
And like Christina's like, this is my husband, you know, whatever. And I guess he'd never met him. And
Yeah.
they go off to the reading of the will.
There will be no provision herein for my son Christopher or my daughter Christina for reasons which are well known to them.
And that is verbatim what was in Joan Crawford's will.
And he's like, what reasons? And she just goes,
Jesus Christ. He's like, oh, she always had to have the last word, didn't she? Does she? But does she, though?
Does she?
No, apparently not, because
Oh my
You know.
God. Christina got the last word,
she
whether she
did
liked it or
indeed.
not.
I know, whether she liked it or not. And the thing about Anne Bancroft, the whole
Yes.
whatever, to tie this up from the beginning to the end. So she was supposed to play this. She didn't want to. But Joan Crawford accepted Anne Bancroft's Oscar when she won for Miracle Worker in 1963.
Okay.
And the reason that probably the reason that she did that was because Betty Davis was the only one nominated for Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Mm-hmm. Joan Crawford was not nominated for that. She took that as whatever. Betty lost to Anne Bancroft. Joan accepted the award right in her fucking face.
Oh, damn. So that was the only time they worked together, you said, right?
Was Baby Jane.
Baby
That was
Jane.
only, they were supposed to be together in Charlotte, Sweet Charlotte, but Joan dropped out. Betty Davis did that one. And then when Joan Crawford died, Betty Davis said, when people die, you should only say good things. Joan Crawford is dead. Good.
Oh, snap.
And then for her to say later on that Faye Dunaway was hated even more, ouch.
That's pretty fucking bad. Dude.
Ouch.
That's pretty bad.
So those are my fun facts. Oh no, you started
happening?
it too soon.
What is that?
What? I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. So yeah, if nothing else, this movie doomed us to shout "no wire hangers" every time we
Right.
see a wire hanger.
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the dirt.
Yes, but
Say
yeah,
that shit all the time. It's one of my favorite horror movies. I absolutely love this movie. The biggest mother of them all.
Yes.
Whether it's true or not, I don't care. I don't care because I like this.
And if you haven't seen it, it's available nowhere. It's probably on the archives, right? It's probably on Internet
Probably. I would
Archive.
imagine it's 43 years
Yeah,
old.
it ought to be.
It ought to be.
It
ought
oughta
to
be.
be. Oh, and also, if you ever, if you like this kind of thing, watch Feud.
Oh yeah, I still
Watch
haven't. Oh no, I
Feud.
did watch that. I
You
think
did. Yeah, we watched it together.
That's right.
But yeah, no,
That was
watch
good.
Feud. That was good. That was good.
So we have message. I wrote messages. We have some.
We got him.
We got an email from Newman at Movies for Days, which we're going to be doing a guest spot about Ed Wood, right? In the
I
next
think
couple
so.
months coming up. So I believe this one was about.
Or no, we would have already, or it's coming up maybe in a couple months, but we would have already recorded it
By
the
now,
time this
by the
comes
time
out.
this is
Yeah,
heard,
I don't know how
probably.
time works.
Me neither. So let's listen to this.
Hi, Doom Jen. It's Newman from the Movies for Days podcast. Here with a little edition of Newman's Nerd Notes. Nerd! And a little story about an actor named Tim Russ. Come with me, it'll make sense. One of his earliest film roles was in the movie Spaceballs, combing the desert and declaring with finality that we ain't found shit. Well, although he started his career making fun of Star Wars, he would later continue his career being a huge part of Star Trek. After auditioning for and being rejected for the part of Geordi on Star Trek Next Generation, a part that went to LeVar Burton, he would go on to play A fake engineer who was trying to take over the Enterprise in the TNG episode Starship Mine. A Klingon named Takar in a Deep Space Nine episode called Invasive Procedures. A human tactical lieutenant on the Enterprise B in the movie Star Trek Generations. And as many people will remember and know him, Tuvok, the Vulcan security chief from all 7 seasons of Star Trek Voyager.
Oh.
So how the hell about that? Dude starts out making fun of Star Wars, goes on to be an indispensable part of Star Trek. So I will be raising my glass to one Tim Russ, and certainly to you lovely ladies of Doom. And the space balls! Watch out! They're the space balls!
And you said he didn't sing. Yeah, he did.
I didn't even, I guess I didn't listen all the way to the end. I was like, this one's not a song. This one's some facts. But yes, there's some singing
It is
at the
facts
end.
and a song.
So yeah, someone else had commented something about he was in both the parody Star Wars and
That's
the
funny.
Star Trek universe. But I only ever really watched some of the very original William Shatner Star Trek and Star Trek Next Generation.
Yeah, I watched a couple. I watched, what is it, like The Wrath of Khan? And
Yeah, I
think there
saw
was a
Wrath of
couple
Khan.
movies I
Yeah,
saw.
there was a few, but I was not a big. I'm not a super huge Trekkie.
I
mean,
like
I like
it.
some of it, but
Yeah, I like it. I don't hate it. Like, I enjoy it when it's on, but like, it's not my judge. Maybe I'll get into that next, and I'm all through Murder, She Wrote, Columbo,
Right.
Matlock. I've seen it all.
And this is yet another character actor who I guess got put several times into the same series universe.
Right.
And they thought no one would notice the Tim Russ guy.
What's his name? Also, speaking of the guy that played Greg Savitt, I was like, where have I seen him before?
Yes,
and I
that's
was like, he's
right.
probably in like Murder, She Wrote, and Columbo.
Both.
Both. I looked it up, and Gunsmoke, but
Right.
who cares?
And then when we have one text message. Hey guys, I really like the Spaceballs episode. I also never understood why Dark Helmet developed an accent during his Schwartz fight with Lone Star, and I appreciated someone else finally addressing it. I didn't know about plans for a sequel until you dropped the news. If Mel Brooks makes a feature film at age 99, that has to be one of the greatest achievements in film history. If it's even 10% as good as the original, that's a hell of a way to finish his career. Thank you guys, Dave, Dudes on Movies.
Nice.
So yeah, that's Rick Moranis just had a birthday, I think, today.
Oh,
he
wow.
turned like 70 or something
Good for
or
him.
whatever. And yeah, I really hope that we get the Spaceballs sequel.
I really hope so. And
But
yeah, I
that
didn't
would
even
be a
think
hell of
about
a
it.
feat
I
at
was gonna
99.
say- I was gonna say,
Yeah.
because shit. I probably, you know what? I'm just not gonna say anything.
Protective
just not gonna
circle,
say
former
anything.
protective circle.
Bite
I
my
mean,
tongue,
but he
bite my
can't
tongue.
live forever, but also.
I know that, but like, he's gonna
But
like
don't let it be
fall
our
down the
fault.
fucking
Don't
stairs.
let it be our
I
fault.
know, like, I don't want to fucking bring it up. Like, I just don't want to say anything.
So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of Mother May I.
Yes,
we'll
we've
bring you,
got
like I
some
said,
mothers.
bizarre, good, bad moms coming for you.
Coming for you.
If you want to send us a message, text or send a voicemail to 702-720-DOOM. Email doomgenerationpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/doomgeneration. We're still sending out those stickers and koozies at the $4 and up level.
We're doing mail tonight.
We are. And until next week.
We'll talk at you next time.
Later, Doomers.